What is up, guys? It's Dexus. How you doing? Welcome back to Game Time. Check this out. This is some crazy stuff. How do you like that? Oh man, that is right. I have access to freaking time lapses now. I have a third-person camera. I don't have to just do everything in first person anymore. I can do it in third person. I can do time lapses. So look forward to some pretty sweet time lapses this episode. We have got a ton of stuff to do this episode. We are going to be working on the farming district. We're up here standing on top of my other mega build, which I'll have to get to. Probably not this episode, but sometime soon. Don't you worry. Today is all about the farming district, and we are going to be building some of our biospheres and probably some other stuff as well. I actually have a theory that the first building that I'm properly going to have in my city is going to be built this episode. So I hope you guys are ready, because everything is going to get crazy on this episode of Game Time. Alright, it is a new day here on the Game Time server. And man, things are a mess. Okay. As you can see, we're making a lot of progress here. Our Fibonacci spiral is in place, and we currently have these circles set up. They are going to be the biospheres for my advanced farmers. I'm thinking I want to have different biomes in each of these circles, and then I'm going to cover them in a sphere of glass to make it seem like these pods that allow for multiple different biomes to be here in the same spot. And as you can tell, the first two are the end dimension and the nether dimension. Those are going to be the first two little biospheres, the smallest of the biospheres. I think I'd really like to do a mushroom biome and a desert slash bamboo forest biome. I want to do a combination of biomes in this one. I think it's big enough that I can do that. And then over here, this big ring you can see going around like this is one of the largest biospheres. I think I'm gonna do a combination biome in here as well. I'd like to do a jungle slash taiga forest biome. It doesn't really fit together. I don't know if those are going to work out well together because of they're such different climates. But yeah, I think I'd like to give it a shot. It's a big biosphere. It's going to be a huge circle. A lot of these biomes have very particular materials in them, and the mushroom biome especially is going to be quite difficult to find the mycelium that's going to go onto that island there. So we have a bit of adventuring to do eventually to find some materials and a lot of building to do. All this cobblestone placeholder blocks are going to have to be removed. We're going to have to fill in. I think this is going to be sort of a little central courtyard area. I don't even know what blocks I'm going to use for the pathway here yet. I need to decide whether or not I'm going to keep this little hill. And if I do keep the hill in the middle of this pathway, what I'm going to do with it. So there's a lot of work to be done, but I think it's time we just dig right into it. Landscaping is coming along, but we obviously can't have all of our livestock sitting in the middle of our jungle biome. So I think it's time I take the plunge and try to guide all my livestock over to the new pen. I think I'll probably want to try wiping out a few of them first, or I'm going to wind up with 101 cows all over my yard. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's there's a few of them, that's for sure. We've got a bit of a trek to do here, cows. Hope you stay close to me. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, already losing a lot. These are the most focused of all my livestock. You will raise good young, or something like that. What's up, folks? Okay. In the end, not so bad. I've started just designing a 4-point skeleton for each of the glass orbs that are going to go over top of all my biospheres. And I'm finding it's actually quite difficult to do any sort of editing and fixing on it without having some scaffolding. I think scaffolding is probably going to be the easiest thing for me to use to work, especially when I start getting up into the bigger orbs like that one. And I also intend to have a bamboo forest area, so it's kind of a double whammy for me to go out and find myself a bamboo forest. I haven't actually done very much exploring myself. However, I know that Pushkin has done some very extensive exploring and that he's mapped out a whole ton of space. Look at this thing. It is enormous. Oh, hello. Oh. Oh. There's a cat tree in here. But look at this map wall. This tiny speck right here. That's my whole town. That's my whole city right there. This tiny little area. And this is the... Gee, the entire continent he's gone over. Here is potentially some jungle area. Here is a savanna biome, so I think that must be what this over here is as well. I remember traveling through here on my way to the desert. This is the area where I was collecting my sand before. I may need to do quite a bit of exploring in order to find my way to some bamboo forest. So for now, I guess I'm just gonna have to head out and search for myself. Probably want to stock up some food. Okay, let's go. Well, I haven't found any of the biomes I was looking for, but I have found a pillager outpost and a puppy. 2 puppies. Wait, regular dog. Just 1 puppy. Okay. Boring. What's up, pillagers? Can I have your stuff? Got lame stuff. Do you have any cooler stuff? Hello? Your stuff's lame. Now, this isn't one of the places I was looking for. However, this will be quite useful for some later projects that I have. I think this is blue ice. It is. I don't get it if I don't use Silk Touch, so Silk Touch it is. One of the minorly rare biomes that I've now found is the Great Taiga biome, I think. It's called the large Taiga biome. And it has the podzol in it. And of course I don't have Silk Touch on my shovel, but Silk Touch on a pickaxe will do it. Yeah, podzol. And then my elytra broke. Oh, I'm a horse riding man. I'm riding horses. Oh, wait, hey. Alright. Got some watermelons. This is good. Hey, bamboo. Oh my god, I've been looking for this everywhere. I have bamboo. It took forever and it's a bonus. I even got cocoa beans. Now all I need is 1 jungle sapling and I'll be pretty well set. Okay, so it has been a day. We are coming back in and things are looking a lot better. I've gotten rid of a lot of those ugly temporary blocks that were gumming things up and looking all gross, and now things are starting to come into play here. The desert biosphere has started to be filled in. We've been putting sand in here. Got some cactus growing already. Our bamboos have obviously taken off, which has been excellent. I've got a whole bunch of scaffolding now that's been handy for dealing with some of these spheres. I went and got some flowers from the end and started planting them, and looks like they're going to be a lot taller than this orb is really going to allow for, but I think that's actually probably going to be fine. Having them stay flowered like that is that's actually probably going to look better. I've decided to keep the hill. I'm going to make some alterations to this, maybe have some sort of like gazebo viewing area sort of thing with my flower forest biome kind of right in front of it here. But right now, as you can see, I've got some water source blocks placed here. It is time to till ourselves a big old field of wheat. And instead of making some really awesome diamond hoe, although I do have one here, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep making stone hoes.
Never waste your diamonds on a hoe.
And as they break, I'll replace them with more stone. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay. Nice. Alright, well, so far so good. Only have this bit done. I think I'm gonna do something a little different over there. I'm not sure. Now it's time to plant. This is gonna take a while.
You know, I have actually been saving wheat seeds for basically since I started, and I still don't think I'm going to have enough to fill this field in one go.
Alright, great. These fields are looking fantastic now that they've all grown up. We've got the lanterns and the scarecrows in place to keep everything lit up nicely. I'm probably not going to have all of the water source blocks have lamps on them. I think I'm going to put composters in later so that I can have my villagers out in the fields. But now we've got another task to look to, and that is dealing with some of the prep for this jungle sphere. The most serious of which is all these villagers, the buildings and the villagers that we need to move out of the sphere so that we can start jungling the place up. And in order to have the villagers out of here, we're going to need obviously to have a place to put them. And I know exactly where to put them. It is going to be the Market Guild headquarters. It is going to be built right over here. So here is the location that I'm going to build my Market Guild headquarters. It's going to be a pretty decently large build. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get into it. Alrighty, well, it is pretty crazy. This is really one of the first permanent builds that I've done in this whole series so far. And, you know, I'm not much of an interior decorator, but this is actually looking pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. The idea, the concept of this build is that this is the Market Guild's like home base, their HQ. Out here, I'm going to have a lot of different stalls. These empty spaces here are all going to be filled with what are the words? The villager profession blocks. These empty spaces are going to have villager profession blocks in it, and inside of these little areas are going to be the villagers, and they will take on the occupation of whatever block is in here. And they don't know how to open up fence gates for some unknown reason, so they will be stuck in here as vendors. And because this little slab is here, it's not enough space for them to jump out. They will all be here. These will all be vendor stalls. 3 villagers to a stall. And this is going to house... Oh, hello. Man, you guys show up at the worst possible times. These will hold the villagers with sort of... I hate to say this because I don't want to offend them, but the sort of the mid-tier jobs, the not super valuable stuff. We're gonna have some masons and maybe some shepherds in there. I'll put the Fletchers in there, and maybe a few butchers in the different spots here. They're not gonna be, librarians selling mending books or anything. They're gonna be sort of the lower tier villager profession blocks. And so this outdoor spot here, this courtyard, is going to become something of a marketplace. Just a sort of a constant fair is going to be happening out here. Hello, you need to calm down, sir. You need to take your business elsewhere. Thank you. Goodbye. And then in here, I'm going to set up 2 billboards, I think, either somewhere in this corner, like right here on the sides. Maybe I'll use this wall as the bulletin board where I'm going to post any of the kind of things I want to purchase, any sort of requirements I have for something I want to buy, something I want to trade for. And both of my 2 friends, Pushkin and Justabard, can also post here if they are looking to purchase any particular items. They will put the item they want to purchase and then the amount they're willing to pay for it. I want to call it the lore of this building, but the functionality of this building, the fashionable functionality of this building, is that each of these little areas is going to be the storage room for the villagers who have, purchased a stall in the Market Guild's building. They have access to some storage here, but the true functionality is that each of these areas is going to hold the items that I am going to have for sale in each of these little stalls. This is the front desk, where I want to try and have one, maybe librarian villager up here, just sort of looking like, the front desk guy here. Somebody you'd come and talk to when you enter the Market Guild headquarters. There's a big door that leads to the back room. Don't worry about that. That's not ready yet. And here are going to be a few little rooms. I'm going to have each of these little rooms furnished to be something of a little apartment. And these apartments are going to hold the villagers who I like to say they're the people who go out on Market Guild business to faraway lands. This will be sort of a hotel or a hostel or a living quarters for the people who work for the Market Guild. The symbol for the Market Guild is, of course, going to be an emerald. And, yeah, so that was kind of what I was trying to depict here. I know it didn't really come out very well. Maybe I need to just make those a little bit longer on the side. Have it be a proper little octagon. There are still some bits and bobs to be added. I need to get a lot of spruce. I know spruce trapdoors are going to make this place look a lot more detailed. I need to add some fencing in along here, along the railings for the staircases here. And then I need to put down some carpet. Combination of a fashionable look and also to mob-proof, to spawn-proof this whole area, so that none of my villagers wind up getting attacked by creepers or something while they're in here. Or freaking pillagers! Come over here. You're done, son.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Yeah, I think this is gonna look freaking fantastic. I can just picture having my mountain and my biospheres and my magic area all visible from here. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about this big empty spot. It's difficult to tell, but yeah, in here is going to have a bunch of buildings, so maybe it won't be even visible. Anywho, this build, I believe, has earned itself the right to be put on the map. And I haven't updated this map since before this building was put in place, so yeah, it's time to put this guy up there. Ta-da! There it is. Looks completely out of place and ridiculous in and amongst just empty, wild nothingness. Alright, now for the super difficult bit. Getting all my villagers into this building. Ugh, it's gonna be a nightmare. Okay, there we go. That's one. Am I going? This is like the one nice bit of doing this whole process. Okay, so now. Okay, up, you go. And 2, and 3. Nice. Okay, round 1 of many.
75 years later.
Alright, well, it was a nightmare, but the villagers are now in place. I will eventually need to put some more villagers in there, but we're going to need to breed them up first. Now that the villagers are out of the way, it's time to get started on some of these biosphere builds. And the first one to start off with is our nether biosphere. Let's get this one done, son. Alright, nether sphere is functionally complete. I think I will still wind up doing a little bit of tweaking with my my plants. I don't have any of the warped vines in here yet. But this is starting to look really cool. I'm really enjoying the effect of the nether biome custom made inside of this hemisphere. And this gives you, I think this will give you a pretty good idea of how each of the spheres are going to look in relation to my little Fibonacci spiral here. This spiral is going to be a pathway that will take you through all of the biomes and yeah, essentially be sort of the dramatic tour of this district, with each edge where the sphere meets the trail being the entranceway and exitway. This early one I think works out really nicely. It's just kind of glanced on by the trail, so it just has this one entrance. It's going to lead into a central area, and yeah, this is how the spheres are going to go. In other updates, we've got our little top of the hill courtyard completed. I don't know whether I actually even want to put a roof on this. This is kind of looking pretty neat with just a sort of roofless gazebo. And my flower forest biome, although not totally populated with all the different kinds of flowers I'm going to get, is starting to look quite lovely. I've got some colored sheep I'm raising up. I'm going to have not all 16 colors. I'm going to exclude white, obviously, and gray. I think I'm going to have white and gray sheep just in my regular area, so I don't really need to worry about white and gray. But I will have everything else. Yeah. So everything's starting to look pretty nice. I think that is where things are going to be left today. We've done some pretty major improvements both in the farming district spheres here and also in our new trading hall HQ there. we've moved all the villagers over to that building, and so that means that next episode we can dig straight in to clearing out the jungle biome and starting to grow some of those trees. I'm really excited to make it just this wild, crazy sphere. It's so big. I really have full creative license in that sphere. I don't have to do any sort of like size consideration at all. It's huge. So yeah, that's everything for today. If you liked our video, please feel free to drop a like on it, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Game Time. Peace.